We've just come back over right. It's a gorgeous day. Sun's out, but it was pouring down this morning. And God, it's the end. Well, it's not quite the end. It's Wednesday actually, but it's the end of what's been really quite a stressful 7 days. George and I are trying to rent at the moment while my house sells, so we can have some space for ourselves. And we've been going through a letting agency, as you do, found somewhere we want to rent for 6 months, which is suitable for us, and let them have all of the paperwork last Wednesday. Told them that George would be off to China on Friday evening, and if they needed anything, could they let us know before then? So of course, what happens? They let us know this morning that they need some additional paperwork when I'm here and George is in China, can't get anything to them. And sometimes you just think, why can't things be straightforward? Why do things have to be a little bit more difficult than they need to be? And why can't people do things on time? Is it that hard? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so that is that. But we're in October, and I don't know if you read astrology forecasts. I read astrology forecasts. I don't pay a huge amount of attention to them, but I love a website called Forever Conscious, and I look at their trends and what's happening with various planets. And apparently October is meant to be quite a heavy month energetically, and at the moment that is proving to be true. But apparently we have Mercury retrograde coming up, which causes everything to pause and to slow down. And lots of people don't like Mercury retrograde because there's lots of communication issues and often delays and various bits and pieces. But I actually quite like them, because if life is busy, which it generally is at the moment, what Mercury retrograde does is it causes you to stop for a second, causes you to slow down and just to pause slightly, and it gives you the opportunity to reframe, to refocus, to rethink, and to think about whether there's anything you've forgotten, anything that you've stopped which you wish you hadn't, anything that you need to restart again, or anything you need to do differently. So hopefully the heavy activity is more or less over with, and we can get into that period of reflection and pause and just resetting. I'm just having a sit outside at Springfields, which is a shopping outlet near Spalding. I've just been in Caffe Nero having a little bit of soup and a coffee and doing some planning. I'm teaching my trance mentorship group this weekend, so I've just been putting the final touches to what we're going to be going through this weekend. And there's that excitement that one starts to feel that with spirit stepping close, as you start to look at what you're going to be doing and how you're going to be working and what you're going to be taking people through. And that's always a really good sign, because it means they're ready, they know that spirit themselves are in preparation for what we're going to do as well. So I'm just taking a few minutes to enjoy the sunshine, and I really like coming to the Neros here at Springfields. I mean, Caffe Nero, I just love it. They're so relaxed, the staff are always so friendly and just amazing, and it's just a great place to come, sit down, do some work, not feel under pressure. The environment is just great, and at the moment it's a beautiful day and it's just really nice surroundings, so it takes your mind out of what you're doing on an everyday basis and puts you in the frame of mind where you're able to explore, you're able to create, and you're able to just be in that moment of flow. Sometimes when I'm working at home, you can see things that need doing, or there's an interruption, or you're in the middle of doing something and the washing machine beeps, or the dishwasher beeps, or something else. So sometimes just coming out gives you that uninterrupted time where you're totally in that creative moment, and that's really fantastic. So the ducks are all coming close because they think I've got something to give them food-wise, and I haven't. But they're quite friendly. So they're all wandering over at the moment just to say hello and see what they can get their little beaks on. I'm afraid they're going to be a bit disappointed. But you go through those phases, don't you, where you do lots of planning and you do lots of preparation, and there's lots of things happening in the background, and then suddenly everything starts to come together and it becomes a very active time in terms of actually doing things rather than preparing and rather than planning, which can be active within themselves. It becomes a very active time in actually doing. So I've just booked an evening at the Urban Hotel in Grantham on Thursday the 28th of November, and it's a demonstration, so it's an evening of mediumship where I'm going to be working on platform. And I haven't done many dems this year. I've done a fair number of services, but I haven't actually booked demonstrations. Usually I would do 2 or 3 a year, and this is the first one that I've done this year. And it hasn't felt right to do one earlier, but it feels very, very right to do one now. I know I'm being guided by spirit to do it, and I have the feeling that it's going to be a little bit of a different evening of mediumship than I usually do, and I'm not quite sure how or why yet, or exactly what that entails, but I get that feeling from spirit that we're kind of moving through barriers, we're moving into slightly different areas, we're pushing through some boundaries and some limitations. So I'm really, really excited about that, and I know it's just going to be an amazing evening. Starting to wander away now that they realise I actually haven't got any food and they're not going to get anything from me.